They'll lynch you, but he did, and he laughs.
Hello, West Ham Network. I hope you're well. It is Holly, and on this fine sunny Wednesday, I am going to be asking you for your opinion about a problem that we have got at West Ham, but it's not a bad problem. It is actually a very, very positive problem, and that is the decision about which midfielders we should be starting in that trio. Now, the brilliant news is that we have got enough solid players in this position that we can actually have a debate about who we should be playing, and each of them's got their own strengths, meaning we could even rotate them depending on the opponent that we face, and it would give us some extra squad depth for European games. So, as I said, this is an amazing problem to have. The big question is, who would you play in that midfield trio? We currently have Soucek, PAQUETA, WARD-PROWSE, Fornals and ALVAREZ available. As we know, Flynn Downs has gone out on loan, but he could continue to improve and be an option for next season as well. So it's very nice to not be short of players in that position. For me, I would start PAQUETA, James Ward-Prowse and ALVAREZ for quick, nice passing football. In that trio, we would have PAQUETA's creativity and urge to drive the ball up the pitch, Ward-Prowse's accuracy and set pieces, and ALVAREZ, of course, being an absolute brick wall in defence. Now, just touching on those three, we've seen what PAQUETA is capable of. And if rumours are to be believed, as well as basically everything that's going on, we may as well make the most of every second that we have him in our side. He's brilliant on the pitch, so we definitely need to make the most of that. And then based on their debuts, Ward-Prowse and ALVAREZ, they're going to be incredible for us as well. Ward-Prowse was impressive against Chelsea, and it was incredible to see what he brought to set pieces, as well as his through balls. And I've suddenly started getting excited again about corners and free kicks anywhere near the box. And it's been a long time since we had somebody who could do that, someone who had that in their locker. In fact, there aren't many teams in the world that have a player that is so capable of delivering an accurate sort of pinpoint set piece. So we're pretty lucky in that. And we look at the height of a lot of players on our team now. We could really, really capitalise on this and become set piece FC. Obviously, that's not all we want to do as West Ham, but if we can do that, that's incredible. And it just gives any opposition that we face a whole problem to think about. I would hate to go up against that, and I'm sure any team in the Premier League would. And as we know, one set piece, one getting on the end of that, one goal. That's all you need to do to turn a game around. And we struggled massively when our set pieces dried up. So this could be the solution to getting that fixed again. And we knew James Ward-Prowse was capable of this, but to see him put it into his first performance for us is incredible. And as we know, this led to 2 of our 3 goals against Chelsea, which we love to see. And then ALVAREZ, he came on, he threw himself in front of the ball for a vital block with his first touch of the ball, I believe it was. And at that point, I thought to myself, okay, we've got a serious player on our hands. And he looked good from what I'd seen before, but obviously seeing people do it on their debut is something else, because you never know how long it's going to take them to settle. There were questions over how ready he was, whether he'd fit straight into the Premier League. So yeah, his decision-making was on point. He looks absolutely solid. And of course, really importantly, in fact, for that trio, he's defensively minded, which is really important for us to have in that position. Now, one of the things that we did brilliantly against Chelsea was that whichever 3 we had in midfield there, they just covered each other beautifully. And one would go, the others would sit or make space. So if we're able to do that, regardless of who we have playing in those positions, we could be in for a really fun season, dare I say. So in my opinion, PAQUETA, Ward-Prowse and ALVAREZ, they'd work best because we could have one that plays more defensively and 2 that are able to bring the ball up the pitch, and they can also cover when we're getting attacked. And the ones that are pushing up, they are physical players. It's not like they can't put in a tackle. Now, talking about the others that aren't in that 3 that I would choose, we can't not mention Soucek as an option. He's been fantastic so far this season, and he would give us another option to get on the end of any long balls. Now, based on his form so far, he's actually made it really difficult for Moyes to drop him. But it is a brilliant problem having these options. And since losing he who shall not be named, Soucek he's been more decisive in tackles, I think. And he's added to our attacking options, not forgetting how good we know that he can be with headers in the box. In fact, his drop in performance was pretty much at the same time that we told him to be the one that sits. So if we do rotate and we play him to his strengths, he could give us some headed goals and be a great option. He hit the woodwork as well with a brilliant strike last game. So there are definitely elements of his game that he's not been able to show off. And when we made him the more defensive of the trio, in all honesty, that isn't the kind of player that Soucek is. He's a bit too long and gangly to put in those kinds of last-ditch tackles. And he'd gone from a goal-scoring centre mid that worked really well for us, and we were all so excited about what he could do, to a pretty mediocre defensive midfielder, because we said, we want you to change. Basically, we told him to get rid of the good aspects of his game and just play a completely different game, and it didn't work for him. So it's not to say that he can't play defensively, but alongside someone like ALVAREZ, it would enable Soucek to push up the pitch and benefit us there too. When he was kind of the last man, I don't think that is what Soucek is suited to. And then we have Fornals. So there are rumours that he could be set for a move back to Spain, which, if it happens, would be a massive shame. He's fallen out of the starting 11 but whenever he has been given even 10 minutes, he's proven why he deserves to start, and he has the best attitude all the time while making such a huge difference to our team. It's just been really unfortunate that it doesn't seem like it's been easy to fit him into the formation that we've been playing, but he would be a huge loss if we actually lose him. And that said, he is far too good to be sat on the bench for the rest of his career. So I do understand why he might start eyeing up a move. He's got 1 year left on his contract, I believe, but I have everything crossed that we can actually get a renewal over the line, because Fornals is a great guy on and off the pitch. And also, if we were to lose PAQUETA at any point as a result of those betting allegations, Fornals would be able to provide great through balls and step into that role pretty well without us desperately needing to bring in a replacement. So yeah, definitely another good bit of Fornals' game. So here's hoping we can keep him, because it would be a real shame to go from having all of these options to losing Fornals and we're one injury away again from a challenge. So there we have it, the midfield trio dilemma that is actually pretty nice to have. If we can organise those three players well, there is no way that we can't utilise them to push up the pitch quickly, make it really difficult for other teams to defend against, and get back to break up play, because they are all solid players. So let us know what you think in the comments. Which three would you play in the midfield trio, or would you do something completely different? Let us know. But as well as letting us know your thoughts, make sure you give this video a like. And if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything West Ham that's going on. Make sure you tune in later where I'm going to be running through today's Hammers headlines. And until next time, have a great day and come on, you Irons.